Hello guys, welcome back to Mission Making 101. This is going to be part 2, and in part 2 I'm going to show you guys how to make a kill mission. This is the most straightforward kind of mission that you can have, but it will happen most of the time that you'll need to edit or code something like this. So what I did is I just placed down a civilian and I placed down a prop to show you that the !alive command is not only for things that can be alive, but also for objects. So let's get into it. So we have a beggar and we have a balloon. So the first objective is going to be to kill the beggar. Now the variable name, we can basically give it any variable name, but what I usually do is I call it A1 and I'll call the balloon A2, just to make it short. What we're now going to do is we're going to get a trigger in here, and that trigger is going to activate as soon as one of both dies. Now I'm going to show you the different ways to program this, but the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to have a mission to kill this guy first, and then it will activate a mission to kill this balloon. So let's do that. So we're of course going to need two triggers. We're also going to need two set task states, and we're going to need create task. Oops. Now depending on what you want to do, you're going to need another set task state, but I'll get into that soon. So what we're going to do first is we're going to kill A1. So the trigger should be activated when you kill A1, which could be !alive A1. The exclamation mark stands for the opposite of what you want. So alive is activated when something or that unit is alive, but now we want him dead, so we're going to take the opposite of alive basically. We'll synchronize that to the set task state, put that on succeeded, and synchronize that to the create task. And the create task should be assigned to blue 4 or any player, since we're a player or blue 4, and the title should be kill Civi, for example. This is all straightforward, I'm not going to get into that. And there you go, this is the first task which is going to work. Now, there are two ways to go about this. You can either generate the second mission, so that when this mission is complete, it will add a new mission to your task list, or you can already have it in your task list and just let it be assigned. If you want to do that, we're going to have a second set task state, and we're going to synchronize that to this one and put it on assigned. And now it will assign this mission, and this mission is going to be destroy balloon. There we go. Hold on, I'm gonna disable the module position. There we go. And then we're gonna just assign this back to the trigger, and this trigger will be activated when the balloon is destroyed. Never forget the semicolon, which is this here. If you do, your code will probably not work. Alright, so let's get into it and see if it works. Okay, so right here we are in the world. As you can see, I have my first task, which is to kill the Civi. The tasks can be seen here, so I have my two tasks. So the first task is to kill the Civi, so let's go and do that. And it will then complete task kill Civi. Now there's also the destroy balloon option, which we're going to do now. And the balloon is destroyed and everything is working correctly. We were to face a problem if we would destroy the balloon first, and I will show you why. So basically, if I would shoot the balloon first, it would complete the task destroy balloon. If I shoot the civilian then, it will complete the task kill Civi. But then it will assign to destroy balloon again, as you can see. So that is kind of a small problem, and let's go and fix that. So if you want to change this up, we'll have to look into the triggers. This is going to be the trigger to kill this dude. So what we're going to do here, because this balloon activated this trigger, but then this trigger activated this task again, this trigger will then only be activated if this trigger has been activated. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this trigger a variable name. Let's call this kill trigger. And we're going to go into this trigger, and instead of the semicolon, we're going to add a new line, which is going to be making sure that the trigger has been activated already. So only if this trigger is activated, this one is allowed to go off. And that is a very simple command. What we're going to do is we're going to use the AND function, which basically means two inputs need to be positive in order to have the output positive too. If one input is positive and one is negative, the output will be negative. So let's go and do that. The command here is just going to be called trigger activated, and I called it kill trig, semicolon, and let's see if it now works flawlessly. Okay, so I spawned in. Let's shoot the balloon first. No objective has been completed, as you can see. Let's shoot the civilian, and then it will complete the task kill civvy. It will also complete the task destroy balloon, and it will also assign the destroy balloon. But if you look into your tasks, you will see that everything has been completed. That's how you go about that. Now there is also a way to make this a bit more interesting. We can also, if I will delete this one here, we can also create this task out of nowhere. What you simply have to do is delete the assign, or what was it again, set task state, and simply link this trigger to the task. Now let's see what that looks like. By doing this, you will now not be able to see the second task, but only the kill civvy task. So let's shoot the civvy, and then you will create a task which will now suddenly pop up. And then we're going to shoot the balloon, and all tasks have been completed. There's also a way to have multiple tasks set under one main task. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create another task, which is going to be the task that we're going to give a task ID. The task ID should be kill all, for example. Disable that position. I will give it the title kill both the civvy and destroy the balloon. There we go. Now this task should be the parent of these two. So my task ID was kill all. So in the parent task ID of the two others, I should be writing kill all. There we go. Now this will be the main task. Now of course the main tasks has also to be completed. So the way we go about this is to get a new trigger and then also give this trigger a name. So this is the kill trig. Let's say this is the destroy trig. So there we go. I now trigger activated both the kill trig and the destroy trig. So I will just give this a set task state, and we're gonna link it. Let's go in a single player and see how it works. Okay, so we're here. Let's shoot the civvy first. Now we get the task created. Also, this is the header now. So you have subtasks, which is pretty cool to do. Let's destroy the balloon. And as you can see, all missions have now been completed. So that is pretty cool to make for your missions. Now we've had the AND function, but what about the other functions, like the OR function, for example? So the OR function basically means if there is one input, which is positive, then the outcome will be positive. So it's basically like holding a lot of wires, but if one wire gets electrified, you will be electrified. That's basically how it works. So let's go and change the way this works. And let's have the main task activate as soon as one of both gets killed. Now what I'm just going to do here is I'm just going to be replacing the AND with the OR function. There we go. And now one will complete. So let's just go and play in single player and see if that works. Okay, so let's shoot the civvy. Now one of both has been downed. So as you can see, the whole task is completed. I cannot shoot the balloon in order to complete the mission because this first trigger on the left side can only No, wait, the right side trigger can only be activated if the trigger on the left has been activated. So I'm gonna get rid of that security and then I'm gonna shoot the balloon first. Shoot the balloon. And the entire task has been completed. Okay, so now we saw how to activate a trigger when killing a person or destroying an object. Now let's get a trigger activated when we actually move to somewhere or when we step into a zone. So let's put a trigger right here on the civilian, and our civilian here is going to be a reference point. And we're gonna have the trigger activate as soon as any player walks in. Now, what I'm going to teach you here is that there are specific on activation codes that you could use to make mission making a bit easier. So for this example is going to be hint, the hint function, and then the apostrophes, and then you simply type in you're in the civ zone, for example. Something very simple. And then we're just going to press OK. And now this trigger will activate and display that message when you step into this zone. But let's also have the trigger activate a mission. Move to civilian. There we go. So let's see if that works. Okay, so we spawned in. I'm gonna move to the civilian now. And there we go, you're in the civ zone, as you can see in the right top of my screen, and the task has been completed. There's also a way to activate a trigger for one specific unit. So since I am using Ace, I can actually drag people around. So let's change this trigger to it only being able to be activated when one specific unit or AI is in there. The only thing that you do is change this to anybody, and the condition should be the variable name of the unit that you want in the zone, and then type in this list. So let's go and add a new character. Let's just pick another civilian, but we're gonna handcuff him in Ace, which you can also only do in Ace. I'm sorry for the guys who are using vanilla, but this is going to be a bit different for you. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go and give this guy a variable name. Let's call him move. Just move. Oh, I cannot use that. That's true. Move 1 then. And the conditions should be move 1 in this list. This also only works if the activation is clicked on anybody. So that's it. So move 1 is in the civ zone. There we go. Now let's go and see if that works. Alright, so he's right here. Let's escort the prisoner and put him here. So as you can see, it all worked out perfectly fine. There's also a different way to have it activated, and that is by putting it in a vehicle. So let's go add a car. Let's take a Polaris right here. Let's get rid of that guy though. And our task is going to be putting this dude inside the car. Now the car needs a variable name, and I'm going to call it car1. And we're going to go into trigger, and we're going to have a trigger activate when this guy steps into this car. So that's also just the in command, which is going to be condition car, move 1 in car1. So it will activate when move 1, which is this guy here, gets into car1, which is the car. And let's have it on activation. Let's use a different kind of way to display text. Let's go use system chat. He's in. There we go. And let's go and play in single player and see if that works. Okay, so it's right here. I'll be putting him in the car. And as you can see, on the left bottom of my screen, you see 2 words, he's in. Which is actually 3 words, but whatever. And now you know that it works. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I see you in the next episode. And until then, goodbye.